destroy vital testing apparatus.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Game Drain with me, Matt Likes Games and Hard Days Mike. Twan is off today doing the holiday thing for Easter Sunday. By the way, happy Easter to anybody that checks this out. Um,
Yes.
but anyways, we are here just talking about this week's kind of breakdown in gaming and what we kind of think. And it wasn't too crazy. There was some interesting news, but nothing like jaw dropping crazy that happened. But before we get into that, let's first talk to everybody and see what's been going on game wise for him. So I'm gonna go over to Mike first, see what he's been up to.
Nothing much really. I haven't been playing much in like the past week. When I do, it's a little bit of Doom. I started playing Gears of War 5 again, which we need to play some more co-op of soon. Outside of that, I started up Jedi Fallen Order because I want to at least beat that for once. It's good. Outside of that, honestly, nothing much. Kind of been just watching more documentaries again lately than playing games, really. But yeah, my usual comfort game, Doom Eternal. With that.
Very good.
All right. How about you, Matt? What's been going on?
Not a whole lot. Vampire Survivors. An unhealthy amount of that. Halo Master Chief Collection, which I've gotten into again recently, just feeling nostalgic, and it's great. And other than that, I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I want to beat Fallen Order on PlayStation because that's the only place I haven't beat it or played it, I guess, is PlayStation. So I want to do that before Survivor comes out, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
All right. For myself, same when it comes to Vampire Survivor. Playing a crap ton of that. I played a lot of it when it first came out, and then I just kind of stopped. I think there was a game that came out I was a little more interested in during the time period. I'm trying to remember. That was like around December. I think Callisto Protocol came out.
Yeah,
Need for Speed was out, Unbound. I might have still been playing. Actually, the game I think I was playing to the T was God of War. I think I was playing God of War right when Vampire Survivors hit Xbox. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. Been loving that. Also been playing. I mean, I play 2K pretty much every night with Matt. Played some Halo Infinite. The other day with like Jedi Knight Peter and several other people. Let's see. I think Cyberpunk 2077, Dante's Inferno, Diablo 3.
We gotta play that.
Some Skyrim, Forza Horizon 5. I'm saying a ton of different games, but I've been playing all of these different games. Unfortunately, all on one console. Too bad I haven't had time to turn on the other guy. Just
like fortunately, but
no, it's unfortunate.
More like fortunate.
Sometime, whenever that other console releases something, turn on.
Well, see, and I'm not sure if I said this last week or not, but I tried Ghostwire Tokyo for the first time on there.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to achievements and trophies, I'm more of an achievement guy. So, like, I got a couple trophies on there, and I was just like, it's coming out in a week on Xbox. And plus, I can be in a party with a bunch of friends over there compared to PlayStation. I can still be in a party, but then they have to be in Discord. And for some reason, nobody likes my high-quality sound.
Oh, my God.
Microphones stink on PlayStation.
I think they need to upgrade their headphones.
Yeah, I think you do.
It's weird how you sound fine everywhere else, but it's weird how that works. It's weird how it's only on PlayStation that you don't sound normal.
Exclusive.
And your mic peaks literally saying
bad quality is exclusive to PlayStation. He says.
Let's not do this.
Hey,
You guys
I'm
are
just
being
saying.
terrible. You guys are terrible.
I'm just saying your
Just-
mic peaks every other word.
Yeah, it cuts in and out every other sentence. It's not good.
Oh
Oh
man,
my
I think
god.
That's neither
I
here
think
nor
it's your
there.
headphones. But anyways, moving on.
Maybe.
We have. Let's go on ahead and start talking about the stuff that we wanted to talk
Yep.
about for the week, Matt. Without any
Okay, so
further ado.
first up, I want to get right into it and discuss IGN's Redfall gameplay just kerfuffle because that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. When I saw, and that's nothing against IGN when I say this. When I saw that Redfall was IGN's first of the month, like their game, like they had their IGN first for this month was Redfall. As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, at some point we're gonna get gameplay from IGN of Redfall, and I'm probably not gonna watch it. It's probably gonna be the first thing of gameplay that I'm not compelled to watch. And I saw it. It popped up on my timeline on YouTube on my recommended. I did not watch it, and then I got on Twitter and I saw a lot of discourse about it. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch it. And I was like, I wish I didn't watch that. I wish I didn't watch that. It's kind of how I felt. But I wanted to ask you guys because I know you guys have seen it, both of you. And Twan's not here. I'm pretty sure he didn't watch it, so that doesn't matter. But like, what did you guys think of the gameplay? Not just the gameplay, but like, uh, what did the trailer look like to you?
I'm gonna go
Gameplay
first
and
because I know Mike's gonna be a lot more passionate than I am about it. So I'm gonna go first
Okay.
just to kind of, I guess, weasel my way in. I guess, but my thoughts when I seen it was very like this is on par of what I expected from them to show. Like nothing too exciting, which is crazy because that's what you want to see is something fun. But
Yeah.
nothing too exciting. Um, everyone working on what seems to be like a boss, and
Rook,
no
I think it is.
really,
Yeah.
and just unexplained, um, like pretty much an unexplained like situation. And like with no context or anything like that. And that's kind of exactly what I got. And I wasn't too mad about what I seen. I was thinking, like I wonder how this game's gonna look for me. That's really the only thought I got from it. I didn't take away,
Yeah.
oh, this game looks boring or oh, this game doesn't look like it has enough. I was just wondering, I wonder how this game's gonna hold up in a couple years. That's what came across my mind.
That makes sense.
But
I
go ahead.
what's that? No, I was gonna say. I remember you were talking about this in a party. You said you thought they captured that on PC. Now I watched it back. I don't think that was on PC. And the reason I say that is because like there's moments when the character moves where like they'll shift direction of the camera and the camera will stay very, very straight. Very, very straight. Like how you would move a thumbstick and you wouldn't touch it again. Whereas if that was first of all, I feel like it would look better if it was on PC. I'm wondering if that was like Series S or something, but I don't know because nobody knows. But that looked like controller gameplay to me at the very least. Um, but yeah, I sorry I interjected with that, but I just had that thought.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it looked smooth enough or whatnot, like to play. I just was wondering, like I felt like the detail wasn't as clear as some of the previous
I agree with that.
showings of it, where I was just like, man, like I remember it looking beautiful, and this looks really empty right now. This looks extremely empty. Um, all in all, I'm still at the same kind of, climax I was at the last time I seen a preview for this. I just need to play it for myself because it's just
Yeah.
I hate being too judgmental before I play a game. Hell, I was judgmental about Vampire Survivors, and look how that turned out. So,
Sure.
so I mean, judging a book by its cover is not the best thing, and then also judging Arcane by its cover is definitely not something easy to do either.
Yeah.
Because you can think, oh, this doesn't look like there's a lot into it, and then it's way more in depth to the point that you're like nervous to even play it because it's so deep. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at on the whole thing. Really not that exciting, but
I
but
feel you.
I just don't really care about IGN or any of those guys when it comes to like showing off this stuff
Yeah.
because they're not going to play the way we play. And even if they got somebody else to do it, I don't think it would. I think it's really hard to make gameplay and then hand it out to people and be like, "This is going to be your experience," because 9 times out of 10, it probably won't be.
Yeah. I just I want to hear what Mike has to say about this.
Yeah, I got a
'cause-
question
mean,
for you guys after Mike's done. I got a question for you, the both of you.
I mean, do you want to say it first?
Yep.
I mean, I don't mind.
No, because I think it'd make more sense for you to go first, and then because then I'll even see if I even need to address the question or not.
Oh, okay, I got you. It makes perfect sense. Okay, the timing of this gameplay, with how not the game, not saying the game is secretive, but how this gameplay was released, with how with how the launch of this game is being handled, and how we've been getting information up to this point. This was probably the worst possible type of publicity raw gameplay we could have gotten, and they could have not they, but IGN. Technically they, because it still represents their game. They could
Sure,
have
yeah.
released. I
Yeah.
have never seen, and I'm not going to shit on this. I'm not going to shit on this person too much, but the clear lack of understanding of first-person shooters, let alone the mechanics of that game, made that so fucking hard to watch for me that it's really kind of hard to explain. It's really important and to demonstrate what makes that game unique, and I feel like I didn't see any of that in what that person was playing. I did not see any of the. I think I saw him throw like that spiky fucking stick thing, but
Yeah.
like he wasn't even
Yep.
throwing it at the enemy. He was like throwing it like a Hail Mary pass into nothing, and then that was fucking it. And it was really odd. And this is also just
Yeah.
gonna say real quick, like I don't know what the fuck why we only got like those 10 minutes of new gameplay when all those previewers released game. That was an awful call. I really think they should have let the people that done those that sneak preview, let them record a little bit of something, because
Yep.
everyone had the same B-roll footage that they were that they talked over, and I don't know. I'm really let down, but not surprised by IGN's gameplay. But a part of me is kind of like, what the fuck are you guys thinking with this advertising? Because like we haven't gotten any raw gameplay yet. The closest we got was at that Microsoft Direct, but it was still jump cutting. It was still like, oh, we're gonna go over here now, then boom, fast forward to they're already there. It's like, stop. Like we don't know what this game really looks like in real time. We know what it is, and we know it's not going to look and play like how that one IGN player was playing. But the issue is we never gotten to see that yet. You know what I'm saying? And it's disheartening. Yep. It's actually bothers me a little bit. Like I just keep feeling like we were. And also not only that, and I'm not even going to get into the whole. I had a whole tweet thread that people apparently agree with me with about the importance of showing gameplay mechanics. However, like this game, I'm now seeing certain developers even like start to shit talk it. Like I saw the founder of New Blood being like, "We need them making these type of games, not like these rude 2,
Yeah, I
like
saw
looting."
that.
And I'm like, and that's not what that game is at all. Like it's the DNA there, sure, but it's so much more than that. And because the fact that they couldn't in that gameplay portray that, means a lot of people are just going to walk away with that impression, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't exactly just shit on IGN for that. I feel like And like once again, it's an Arcane problem. They have an issue with advertising, period, apparently. It's always apparently been a problem for them. I don't know what they need to do at this point, but it's just not a good show. Like I'm seeing people be like, wow, I am literally no longer excited for this game at all because the gameplay we saw was someone running away from a giant big monster and in an area that was completely covered in red. That was literally all we saw with no context, no explanation as to what's going on. What the fuck are they supposed to do in that scene? That's all we got. And I just like big scoop gameplay. And it's like, it's a, you know what I mean? It's stupid. It's not, it's actually kind of frustrating that like, that was kind of like, yep, that's great. Drop it. Drop the clip, guys. That's great. Because
Yeah.
it's like, it's fucking frustrating. I don't know why it frustrates me that much because I'm not like super excited for Redfall. I'll play it. I have Game Pass, but as someone that like that wants to see a game kind of at its best, just and never really get to see it at its best. I see these super slow, you know, like and like even that thing Colt posted, that gameplay was really cool, but that was super scripted too. Like throwing a satchel charge perfectly on this guy, then jumping on his back for it to blow up, and then he jumps up to the next level. Like that was still scripted gameplay as well, if I'm not mistaken. At least it was from
Yeah.
that trailer. And it's just like, and I'm not saying it's concerning because I know for a fact it's not going to play like that when we get it, or at least because we know how fundamental first-person shooting mechanics work. But there's just something very odd. Like not like not worried about the game per se, not like that, not like that. It just the release of this game feels so weird to me, and I can't really put my finger on it. Almost like the game doesn't exist. I can't really explain it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going on a tangent.
Can I say?
Yeah.
This is the exact. I was gonna say this is the way I felt, but I didn't feel this way. I've never had this feeling that a lot of people have towards Redfall right now, but I have noticed with every single game Arcane releases, and you kind of hinted at it, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait. I look at general public's perception of it. It's usually not good. Usually it is not good. Same for Deathloop. And the problem with Deathloop versus Redfall, although Redfall kind of has the same issue, is overexposure for Deathloop. But not only overexposure for Deathloop, but like the gameplay they showed, scripted. Very, 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 very scripted. And anything that wasn't scripted, you looked at and you're just like, who the hell is playing this?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? And then I played it and I'm like, how does anybody pick this up and not know how to how to do things? Like like as soon as you pick it up, it all makes sense. Like, yeah, it's difficult at first. You learn the game, but it's like just basic things. You figure it out. The same thing it happened for Dishonored 2. Like the gameplay they showed for, I want to say it was IGN. It might have been IGN. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. But whoever was in charge of getting that gameplay, it stunk. It was terrible. And it's like, I remember I wasn't super, well, yeah, Doom Eternal also, but I wasn't, but like specifically Arcane, I wasn't super hyped for Prey. But I remember seeing the gameplay, whoever it was, showed for Prey, and I'm like, that looks bad. Like, I feel like it's a mixture of people making their games look bad, but it's also a mixture of, I feel like their games are hard to market. It's one of those things you have to play it to understand it, and it's also like they need to get better at like, if you're gonna give your game to people, have a developer in the room, get Harvey Smith in the room with them, and tell them how the thing works, what you should be doing, what to look out for, what you shouldn't be doing. Just let people play it, make mistakes, and give them hints, you know. But like, don't just leave them to their own devices if that's what we're gonna get, because it looks bad.
Yeah, because like you know, sorry to jump back in, but because all we've seen prior to this was super fucking scripted gameplay. And that's I understand you gotta be like, remember like that one time creeping through the house and it's like supposed to be like a jump scare like scene. I'm like, dude, I'm not afraid of this at all. Put a fucking slug in its face. You know what I mean? Like, don't be startled. Just fire that shotgun. Put a slug in that fucker's head. But it's like, and then now we finally get some raw gameplay. and it's from something that is such a minor portion of the game, mind you. The Rook, I think it's Rook, is something that happens when you cause enough problems doing the shit that matters in the game. So what I mean is the side quests, the main quest, taking out key targets, exploring locations. That's what triggers that fight, and that is just a consequence of all the great things. So it's seeing that such a small. Realistically, I'm not shitting on the idea of this because I think it's cool. It's kind of like getting the cops on you in GTA in a sense. But it's but like seeing that fight done, let's be honest, relatively poorly, and not really getting to see any of the meat and potatoes in action. And when we do, kind of almost actually overexposed. Remember when they'd be like, fight vampire gods and then show you the entire arena? You know what I mean? It just feels it just feels kind of weird. I just kind of feel like I do want to play the game, but like I feel kind of slightly disconnected. And I can't explain exactly why, but I really feel like some of it does come down to the marketing because the game sounds awesome. Fucking an open world place in Massachusetts. That's my fucking state. That's a harbor town. I know exactly what a harbor town is like. Granted, it's an island, but it's a harbor town because of well, that's what an island would be like. It was a harbor town. That is super fucking cool to me. It kind of reminds me of a place. It's weird. It kind of reminds me of a place like in Western Mass, but like out obviously in the ocean. So it's kind of weird. But anyway, but it's cool though. Like and like the thought of Far Cry and clearing things out. I love Far Cry. I mean, granted, they need to fucking do something in Far Cry to fix that, kind of copy paste it over. But the fundamental ideas of Far Cry are awesome. I love looter shooters. Looter shooters are fucking awesome. I love fighting undead. All of that really together, it sounds incredible. But for some reason, it just comes down really to like advertising. And I don't like. I feel like I'm sorry for leaving a little bit the real topic at hand, just a little bit there. Sorry about that. But
you're fine.
But it's such like a big issue because it's not like we gotten. This is it. This is what I mean. Let's say everybody got a hold of almost a Deathloop, Redfall. Like a bunch of different companies got it at the same time, and they all released their own gameplay of the fight. We'd probably have 2 or 3 good ones and maybe 1 or 2 bad ones, but there'd still be good ones showing what it's like to actually play it, rather than the first time we see this encounter and someone just seemingly running into walls and hiding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what it was. It was like people just running into walls. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's actually kind of upsetting too because I feel like it's like a complete disconnect of what we need. And this is not going to turn into shitting on games. I'm not going to do that shit. I'm not into that. But it's like, I don't know. It's I kind of almost wish someone at fucking Arcane saw that gameplay and it's like, you are high if you're putting that out. But I also understand that they didn't want to do that to seem like they're hiding something.
Sure, yeah.
But a part of me kind of wishes like someone saw that and was like, what the fuck were you doing?
That would have been nice.
Because we have literal developers being like, Arcane could do better, Microsoft bad. Like, whoa. It's like, what?
No, I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Okay. We have literal developers being like, Arcane can do better, Microsoft bad, for even though this game's been in development before then. And it's weird. It's just the whole situation's weird. That's my take on it.
I like it. Ham, you had a question, or do you still have the question?
Yeah, I still have the question, and
sure.
I mean, I guess what it comes down to for me, or like the question is like, how do you guys, or how does this community find themselves satisfied? What's the last thing that's been shown that you can be like, you know what, I want it like that? I want.
Like, what do you mean per se?
Well, like when a game is shown off.
What's the last game?
What's the last game that you've seen that was shown off where you're like, you know what, that was perfect? And I'm not saying like shown off for the first time. I'm saying like given like you a taster before the game launches. Like, when's the last time? Because I mean, and here's one thing I want to go away from. I want to go away from remakes. Do not use a remake. And the reason I say do not use a remake is because a big fat piece of a lot of people's feelings when they look at those remakes is nostalgia. And they compare last to now in bright colors. This looks better. Yada, yada, yada. I want you to use a brand new IP and tell me the last time you've seen something and was like, man, this looks good.
And it can't be the first time I saw it.
Right.
Because if it can be, I was about to say, okay, I was about to say, if it could be the first time I saw it, then Hi-Fi Rush was like a easy choice. But I mean, if it can't be like the first time I saw it, I mean,
I'm trying to think because the issue is, I mean, I play one game, so I'm trying to think. I'm like really trying to think.
I can also say the trailers, the recent trailers, like they just released another one today for Jedi Survivor. I haven't seen a trailer. Like, sure, you would expect them to look good, like especially the first trailer they show you. That has to be a home run. But it's like they've showed a lot of trailers for that game at this point. I have not seen one where I've been like, that ruined my hype. I've not seen one that hasn't made me anything but more hype for the game. Like they just released one today. Fucking amazing trailer. Like I feel like what you're talking about though is a situation like IGN where it's like, here's some gameplay that you've never seen before. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, essentially. Like because the Jedi Survivor. Okay, I'm not even going to use that. What I'm kind of thinking is just like, I don't remember the last time that I got like that I've seen like a uniform like thought process of gamers in any way, shape, or form, where they
Like where
look
we're
at
all
something.
excited for something.
Yeah, and like so Lemon looked at the same thing that we looked at last night, or that you're talking about right now, and he was stoked for it. He was stoked.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm still fairly stoked for it. Like I said, I'm more worried about how I'll feel about the game in a year or two. But I'm at a point where I'm just like, just give me the damn game and I'll make my own decision. Watching IGN and all these other people playing it, it's not going to do me any good.
Well, yeah.
I just don't know where we actually start saying, who cares? Like, because this is that's kind of where I stand on all this. Is just kind of like, I hear Mike, I hear you, I see online, and I'm just like, what did you guys expect? Like, what
from
like
IGN?
dope? No, not from IGN. Just from this game in general. Just like, dude, like they've shown it 8 million times now.
Raw gameplay.
People are getting raw gameplay, sure, but like, what does that mean? Because raw gameplay means something different to somebody else.
Yeah, that's true, but we've seen like 6 trailers of the same exact flavor and skinning of jump cut to jump cut. That's my only frustration. Because I feel like I haven't had to sit down and being like, this is what it looks like to go here and to do that. And it's just, it bums me out a little bit because that's special to me. It builds up that hype of like a developer sitting down and being like, look at Massachusetts. I don't know. That's just my personal preference rather than jump.
Yeah, I get that. And to answer your question, that's why I didn't care about this when it dropped. That's like the exact reason that whenever like I saw, IGN posted new gameplay for Redfall, like I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it right away. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't have any because it's like I know what to expect. I know I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be probably pretty not great, underwhelming, whatever. So I don't care to watch it. Like I just want to like you. I just want to play the game. So
2 weeks away now.
the only reason I watched it is because I was like, dude, the discourse around this is insane. And so I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, well, I guess I get it. But like it didn't change my hype for the game or anything. It was like I'm that's still like besides Starfield and Diablo, that's still my game this year. Unless somehow we squeeze in Hellblade, that's still my game this year.
Diablo has
So
a fucking fantastic media presence. Even though I'm feeling a little bit 50-50 on the game, how they've been advertising that has been fucking incredible for me.
Well,
One,
that gave
oh,
you
go on.
that gave you hands on, and like if Diablo didn't give you hands on, we wouldn't be talking this high praise for Diablo right now.
But what does that have to do with Redfall, though?
Because what I'm saying is we didn't get any gameplay with that. We got to see somebody else play it. So we're watching what they think we want to see, but who knows who that's going to appease. Like I said, it didn't appease you, but it appeased Lemon.
Well,
It
but
didn't
that's what I mean,
appease.
though. Diablo showed everything. They like showed things from character creation, gear customization, classes, perk system. Now they have stuff about the end game. They have things about the early game, the co-op system. And I
But
understand that's
nobody
a
was
lot of
talking
work.
about it that much until they got to play it.
Oh yeah, but that's kind of the reality of a game, though. I mean, when people finally get to touch it, that's when they'll start talking about it. Like when that open beta came up, dude, everybody was playing fucking Diablo. I
That's a
can't wait to
fact.
play that game.
Everybody was. Hell,
I think the worst
me
thing.
and Matt went and bought the previous editions just because it was
Yeah,
so damn dope.
I've fucking been telling you people, so I'm so glad. But like, I want to say this though. I wish they didn't put the gameplay clip up on Twitter though, because that fucking butchered that game's art style. It butchered it. Because Twitter
yeah,
compression is fucking awful, and that game
it
is
is.
stylistic,
It is.
and that just fucking kills games, dude. Like
That's
it.
that's
it
one of the reasons I was not excited. I'm sorry, Mike. That's one
no,
of the
don't be
reasons I
sorry.
just want to say. I just want to
No,
say
don't be
that's one of the
sorry.
reasons I wasn't excited when I saw IGN got it because I knew at some point they were going to post it. I wasn't going to care to watch it, but then they would have posted on Twitter as well because that's what they do. I mean, they got a lot of followers on Twitter. They want them to see it. It's like posting gameplay, just raw gameplay of a game on Twitter. Doesn't matter what you capture. That could be 4K, it could be 8K, whatever.
Yep,
It does not look good. It
it
just
goes to
doesn't.
480p or less.
It looks, yeah, it looks bad, and I knew what was gonna happen. It did happen, and now I'm just like, yeah, I saw it coming. So, you know,
I just want
but
it to
yeah,
come out already because the
same here.
gameplay sounds great. All of it sounds great. I'm kind of 50-50 on everything I've seen, but everything they said about it sounds fantastic. So that's why like I'm having like this confusion because like when they show it, don't get me wrong, it looks great. It looks fun, but you know, I feel like this disconnect. So hopefully when I get it, I'll just like it because I need another fucking first person shooter. We've had like 5,000 third person, like fucking 4 more are coming out soon. It's like I need my first
Yep.
person games. I'm not happy. Okay. I need my shooters. I was born to play shooters. End quote, Michael.
I am right there with you. I'm ready to play this. I don't need to see any more of this.
Also,
But
can I say one last thing, and not about the gameplay? It's kind of rude
yeah.
people saying that they should just stick to making Dishonored and Prey. That's fucking rude. That
Yeah,
is so fucking rude.
they should just never take any risks. Never take any creative risk whatsoever. Just stick to the same thing over and over and over. Because
How can a fucking
people
developer talk about that about someone? I don't know.
I
But
love when people say that and it's like because you guys supported that so much when it was happening.
yeah,
You guys really supported the hell out of Dishonored. That's why we're getting Dishonored 3 very soon.
yeah,
I mean, like Dishonored's amazing. I fucking love it, but nobody supported
no,
that game.
yeah,
And to act like they should just abandon what they're doing now at something that's a completely unique take on something we've seen before because you want the game that you didn't support. Get out of here. Get
yeah.
out of here.
It's
Just
fucking
stop.
really scum. And people like I'm gonna be honest, half the like my frustration just comes from such shit about advertising. But I'm not guys putting it behind the guise and pretending it's like the fanboys. We just know the whole discourse around this game. It's online, and our spectrum or field is fucked for a million different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people that like me that wanted to see something a little different. And then there's people that no matter what you show them, they already have it made up in their mind. It's garbage. But that's just unfortunately the space in which we kind of, I mean, it's just gaming Twitter and like social media in general. I mean, it's kind of goes back
Social
to me.
media, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, I'm excited. I'll play. I mean, cautiously optimistic because I don't want to. Because I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up. I'm gonna play Ghostwire this week coming up. Hopefully, I'll like that.
Yes.
Because I hear that game's gorgeous. It's fun. It's beautiful.
Comes out
Of course,
tomorrow,
there's
doesn't it? Or is it Tuesday?
Comes out the 11th, so 2 days from now.
2 days. Okay.
Tuesday.
I'm
Yeah, and
hyped.
it's just that whole thing is more so frustrating. Just to me, it's just the timing of everything. I don't even think it's just the gameplay exists. My final take is just the timing. Is sucks, and I feel bad for Arcane, and I kind of feel bad for Arcane.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. But I feel like we can definitely move on from that. We've covered it. I feel
Let's talk
like
about
we
Halo
all got
Infinite
our
now.
thoughts out there. Yeah, it's like, and just the whole rest of the show is Halo Infinite.
About how they're taking down custom levels because I think they're too violent.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that. Good lord.
I'm like, dude.
That's fun. Good for them. Good for them. But up next is PlayStation. PlayStation making a handheld that nobody wants. Nobody wants this. Or, rumored to be making a handheld that nobody wants. And that is a handheld that only does remote play with the PS5. Now, I'm not even going to ask you guys if you're interested in this, because I'm pretty sure I know the answer. But what was your first thought when you saw this? Ham, you kind of talked about this on Bullsitting, but Mike, I don't think I've even talked to you about this, have I?
I don't think so.
So what did you think when you first saw this?
What, the thing that's remote play only?
Yeah, remote play only,
Who gives a
handheld
fuck?
a PlayStation.
That is the biggest
that's-
waste of
thank
fucking
you.
money I've ever fucking heard. I just don't give a shit. Like, I want a PlayStation handheld so bad again to the point where, like,
Yep.
I'm willing to buy 7. Okay, that's not true. I'm too poor for that. But I just don't give a shit. I just don't.
I'd have no issue spending $300 $400 for a handheld that was native
Yeah.
from PlayStation. Like, I get you don't want to also make games for PS5, and now you have to make games for handheld. But here's the thing: you did it with the PS2 and PSP. You did it with the PS3 and PS Vita. So I know
And
you
the
don't
thing-
want to, but you should try and figure it out.
And the thing is, too, is it's like I think the biggest issue for me is that it's remote. It's seemingly only remote play only, and not any type of like a cloud alternative. Which I'm not saying is better, but
It is, though. It is.
But I don't know. It's just
It's not great, but it is.
yeah. It's like I feel like that's something. Like there's the Game Pass handheld thing, but that's still an Android tablet
Yeah.
technically. So you can like play emulators and Android games and blah 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 blah. I don't know. I'm just not. I don't care at all. As someone that got a PS Vita like a month or two into that thing's life cycle and then loved it so much, I ended up buying a fucking second one with getting the overpriced PS Vita memory cards. Like it was like $60 for 30, like 60,
Yeah.
$70 for 32 gigabytes or some shit.
Yep.
Like I don't know. Playing the games I already do now. I mean, like the thing is, the Steam Deck exists, but that's native. Like that's more entertaining.
Dude.
That's more enticing to me than streaming the games
Dude.
I already have.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's my whole theory on this. Is the Steam Deck is people want like an Xbox handheld, people want like a PlayStation handheld. I feel like both companies fully acknowledge that the Steam Deck is that.
Yeah.
Like PlayStation isn't launching their games day one on PC yet, but it's like eventually, probably, Xbox already is, and they know the Steam Deck exists. Xbox has their games on Steam. You can put Windows on a Steam Deck. It's like I feel like they know that that's kind of the thing, and there's like no reason to really compete with it. So instead of trying to compete with it, they're just gonna, I guess, waste money building this, even though there's already an app for remote play. I can just download an app for it. I don't need to buy a device that does it. It's it's really silly to me.
It's like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't have a purpose, but it's just like, is it? I don't feel like that's like. I don't think the PlayStation like user base, they're not shifted over to being online only anything. On Xbox,
No,
there's
no.
an ecosystem built around surviving being connected always to an internet. Yeah, the internet. I don't feel
And
like
internet.
an internet. I don't feel like PlayStation really has that same like, I don't know, drive or connection to its player base to be like, hey, do you want to play your games you already own with input? I feel, I don't know. I just feel like it's not there. Like, I don't feel like they have like an ecosystem like for online play, like, not like for online play, but to get their users to just willingly stream everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's a useless thing. I think the app remote play is a useful thing. It can be very useful. I just don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
you need a device for it. You don't need a whole device for that. It's unnecessary. Ham, do you have anything extra to say about that
Okay,
before we move on?
so why is this thing like no way like the way I kind of looked at it initially or even currently is just like there's no way this is real. Like
I hope
like
not.
this like this has to be only like a portion of what this thing does if this is a real thing at all.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think like they may have like a remote play, but but it might be like a handheld PS4.
That
That
would be
would be
amazing.
interesting.
That'd be
So
amazing.
That, yeah.
so that's kind of what I'm kind of thinking that they might be doing with something like that, because I just don't see why they would make a whole handheld revolved around remote play.
Yeah.
Right? It just seems like a whole lot to try to sell somebody. And then if you think about like the whole package deal, like I know that it would be extremely hard to go up to PlayStation customers and be like, "You know what? I know you've been looking at that PS5. Would you be possibly interested in not only getting the PS5 but also getting a PlayStation handheld as a bundle?" And they might be like, "Yo, that's kind of interesting."
Yeah.
And then I tell them it's $750 to $800 for all of it. They might still be a little interested about it. And then you tell them that they have to be online, and if you're away from home using it, you're taking away the ability for somebody else that lives in that household to be able to play it. Because if it's a remote play, as soon as you turn it onto your little handheld screen, it takes over the front room TV. If that TV is being used by a PlayStation to watch TV or to play any other games or whatnot. So in other words, you're telling that person that's at home, hey, fuck off of my PlayStation. I'm trying to use it. And I know this. I mean, to me, it's obvious, but at the same time, I've went through this before because Xbox has had remote play for quite some time. PlayStation's even had remote play for some time now. Whenever I was at work and I wanted to play Immortals Phoenix Rising back when that launched in December of 2020, and I wanted to play that while I was at work, play because xCloud didn't or Xbox didn't have can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Your camera's just frozen now.
Okay. Cool. So
Frozen.
so what is it? So yeah, I used to have to use that to be able to play Immortals Phoenix Rising for the fact that when I was at work and Xbox also didn't have that in Game Pass yet, they also didn't even have xCloud yet. Remote play was the only way to be able to play any Xbox games just a few years ago.
Yeah.
So I used to do that, and my wife would call me after I did it and be like, "Yo, what the hell just happened?" I'd be like, "Oh, I'm playing a game," and she's like, "I know, I can see that you're playing a game while you're at work. What's going on?" Like, in other words, she told me get the fuck off, so she can get back to watching her show or whatever. Or sometimes she'd be nice and go use another TV or whatnot. But just saying that and you guys hearing it, I'm sure you're just like, that sounds kind of inconvenient, right? For said
It
person.
is.
For
It
said
is.
person that's trying to use that or occupy that TV. So imagine paying upwards of $800 being given 2 devices when it's really just one device. The other one just is wireless.
Yeah.
It's essentially a wireless controller with a screen.
Yeah. And see, that's why I'm hoping this is like, it's just a rumor. I'm hoping there's no like, yeah, it does remote play, but there's got to be, like you said, there's got to be something else to it because you can't manufacture something for that specific reason. I mean, you got to be losing money at that point because nobody's gonna buy it for that specific reason.
Yeah.
So it's like they have to have something else up their sleeve if this is,
PS3 emulator built inside.
dude. I'll tell you what, if they made a mobile PS3, like I guess that's technically the Vita, although it wasn't as powerful as a PS3, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, dude, if we got that, I'd be all over it. Just
I'd
start
actually buy that
re-releasing
in a fucking heartbeat.
PS3 games on a handheld device. I would love
Dude,
it.
what if they didn't even have to do that? Like you could just play any of your
that'd be
digitally bought
fantastic.
games.
That'd be fantastic. I'd be in 100%.
So
No
imagine this. How about this? Imagine this. So this thing is supposed to come out around the same time as possibly a Slim model or something like that. And with that being said, they're talking about a removable disk drive within the game.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
true.
I'm
What do you mean
wondering,
again? I'm sorry. For some reason, I was paying attention, but my brain did not comprehend what you just said. I'm sorry.
It's supposed to be a removable disk drive in the PS5 Slim edition.
Interesting.
So you can, it's a la carte pretty much at that point. I'm
Yeah.
wondering, and I highly doubt it because this would get so many people angry. But like, wouldn't it be something if they like made your disc not like playable but readable to see that you own said PS3 game and be able to download it natively to like a console or
amazing.
your handheld or just something like that would to me put so much more life back into the PlayStation.
That would be
I
fantastic.
mean, not
And
that
they-
it's
and they-
dying.
it-
It's just
yeah.
in my opinion, it's just like, dude,
If Call of Duty is
a,
exclusive, it will.
you guys made a backwards compatibility team because you put your foot in your mouth. Like I really want to see like what's the best you guys can come up with from that team.
And that's the thing. I was just gonna bring that up. Like they announced that they have that team now. So it's like they have a team, they're working on backwards compatibility in some way, shape, or form. They already got PS4 backwards compatibility. Obviously people want PS2, but really the thing that people have been asking for forever is PS3 backwards compatibility. And they know that. And that's going to be the hardest thing for them. So that has to be what they're working on first, you would imagine. So I could see that being a thing. And it's not super far-fetched because that wasn't the whole reason Xbox wanted, or one, not the whole reason, like a bunch of other shady stuff, obviously. But like one of the reasons Xbox wanted to go like headfirst in the whole DRM thing with the Xbox One was like, was like, yeah, we'll eventually get to a place where like you can buy a disc and then you own it digitally. It's like that's a cool idea. All the other stuff that comes with it isn't very cool, but like that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not very far fetched for Sony to do something like that with PS3. Just a matter of figuring out the whole architecture thing on new hardware. But if they can do that, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be thrilled.
Yeah, it'd be something for sure. But that's really all I
Dude.
got to say about the whole thing. Like, I just find it hard to believe that that's like all they got working for their possible handheld. Q Light is the code
Be right
name
back.
for it right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just don't understand how you're trying to make a shift and getting more people to stay onto your platform. I don't think relying on the internet. I mean, Sony, come on. We don't like rely on yourself. Let's stop relying on Call of Duty. Let's stop relying on third party. Let's stop relying on internet. Just rely on what you got, because what you got is phenomenal. We just want to see it more accessible.
Yeah. That would be the dream. That would definitely be the dream. But that pretty much brings a close to PlayStation's whole handheld thing. And that is supposed to be coming late 2024 according to all these articles. So I mean, I guess we'll see then. But the next thing I want to talk about, and I'm interested to hear both your guys' take on this because I certainly know I have a take on this. Joseph Staten leaving Microsoft. No details currently on where he's headed, but his time at Microsoft has come to an end. I wanted to ask you guys real quick. Obviously, he's got something else lined up. I don't think he's just retiring. What do you think, hypothetically? What do you think? Where do you think he goes? Do you have any place in mind at all?
Guerrilla Games to work on another banger Horizon game. Oh
Right.
yeah. No, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
It'd
what
be
that's
cool
what
if he
that's
went there and worked on Killzone. That'd be dope.
That I would, dude. If he worked on Killzone, I might actually freak out because that means it could be good again. That's all I'm gonna say.
I wouldn't mind that. Him at Guerrilla Games, if he was working on Killzone, or God forbid, like bring him to Insomniac and get him going on Resistance. I don't care. Let him do something. Bring back an FPS game. But the reason I asked you guys that is because when I read this, my gut instinct was he's headed to Bungie. That was my gut reaction to that. And that's not bad. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. If he goes back to Bungie, actually think that's fantastic. But I just wondered, do you guys think that's insane? Do you think it's possible?
I mean, right now we're in a fucking world where Microsoft dropped nearly $70 billion to buy Activision and Blizzard. So I don't really think anything's crazy anymore. But
True.
but like I don't know. I really don't know. But I do agree with you, at least on the very least, that he has something else lined up.
Sure. Yeah.
But I'm not sure if it's like, and the only reason why I say I'm not sure is I don't know. Oh, pardon me, guys. It's been a long day. I don't know, like, his ties. I mean, obviously he still has ties. He worked there before, but like how interested he is in the Destiny IP. I really don't know any of his history, like with any of that. To be honest with you, I just kind of play some of the games he worked on, but I wouldn't be overly surprised. I mean, I really wonder where he's going because
Yeah.
I'm not saying a lot of people are saying the sky is falling with Microsoft, but I really kind of feel like not the sky is falling, but it's kind of a hit. That sucks.
Losing Joseph Staten is definitely definitely significant. That's not a small thing. Shinji Mikami, people brought up Shinji Mikami as well recently, leaving Tango Gameworks. That's, again, I'm not super into Tango's games. I mean, Hi-Fi Rush is dope, but Shinji Mikami is kind of undoubtedly, like, it's not debatable. He's a legend. He's done a lot in the industry. So it's like losing a guy like that, Joseph Staten, those are Those are big blows. So, and see the reason I brought up Bungie for Joseph Staten is because you said Destiny. I know or we know, like it's kind of common knowledge that they're working on something that isn't Destiny right now. They have a game that they're working on that they want to start a new IP, and I think that's kind of like who better to bring on for your new IP than Joseph Staten, who's like
Yeah.
a former lead at Bungie. I think it makes perfect sense. But that's why I was thinking. But yeah, I was just interested to see what you guys thought about it. See if you guys had any place specifically he might be added to. But yeah. Do you have any thoughts on Joseph Staten leaving in general? Leaving Microsoft.
Do you mind if I say something real quick, Ham, or do you have something you'd like to say? Because I'm
Go
kind of
ahead.
talking a lot. Yeah, it's just a blow. It's not like like Microsoft's never going to recover a blow. I mean, there's so many talented, smart, especially when it comes to first-person shooters, left at Microsoft. But it kind of sucks
Yeah.
because like I feel like there was a period of time, especially you guys remember in 2021, where people were leaving like left and right. Like, and that's normal. I get it when a major company, blah blah blah, folds in, and then all this new people are getting hired. I get it, but like there was a time in
Yeah.
2021 and early 2022, if I'm not mistaken, where people were leaving left and fucking right. Especially at what's that one they're making Perfect Dark? What are they called?
Initiative.
And the
Oh,
Initiative.
Initiative. There's like a fucking mass exodus. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like
It's
half the studio was gone.
yeah, and to the point they had to bring in a whole different team. We're not going to see that game until like maybe 2024,
That's
2025.
that's an
Like,
Xbox Series XXX
yeah,
fucking
game.
banger.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's-
it sucks because like I don't know, it's weird. Like it's not like the sky is falling, but it kind of bums me out seeing a lot of these giant names that are signed on the that were there, and now it's just kind of like they're gone. I mean, there's always going to be people to replace them, and that's not like a horrible thing to say.
yeah.
Like, when you think about
Yeah,
if you think
it's
about
the
id,
industry.
you think about id, all the old OGs there, and now we've got Hugo Martin that gave us one of the
Yeah.
greatest first-person shooters ever fucking made, and I'm gonna die on that hill. But what I'm trying to say is that Antoon 2016 also one of the greatest first-person shooters ever played. But it's always there's going to be people there to pick up the torch and go forward
Yeah.
and maybe blaze a new path.
Yeah.
But like it still sucks in the moment because you're kind of left. Fuck. What now?
Dude, it sucks in the moment. Like again, Shinji Mikami, people will have a upset about him leaving Tango. I get it. Like people have emotional attachment to that. Same way I have an emotional attachment to like Joseph Staten leaving.
Yeah.
Because it's like, dude, that Joseph Staten's fucking responsible for like a lot of things in my childhood.
Yeah.
As like as whatever as that might sound. But it's like, dude, I don't know I'd be the same person if I didn't have Halo.
Yeah.
So it's wild to think about. But like, yeah, Ham, did you have anything to say? I don't want to cut you off.
No, you weren't cutting me off at all. I mean, hey, not sure who's all gonna love hearing this, but this doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't bother me not one bit.
That's fair.
When the person stays, when the person's around or stays at a company for like 20 plus years, I'm just kind of like a shoulder shrug, just like whatever. Like you've been around for a long time, or at least you've been around the same things for a long time.
Yeah.
I felt the same thing with Shinji. I feel like Shinji more or less was like, sweet, Tango's a success. They got bought. I'm off to something else. I don't have this company's not going to fall apart. Now that I left, they are in good hands now. I can slowly back away now.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, gaming is. I mean, let's all remember Halo now. I mean, like that's Pierre's thing. Where did it start?
Yes. That was Chris Lee's thing. And then it was Bonnie Ross's thing. And now it's Pierre's thing. And that was Joe Staten's thing. And now it's Pierre's thing. So
Exactly.
It's all over the place.
So it's just the evolution, and people get too caught up in yesterday. people act like 2001 just happened, and it was like, dude, that was 22 years ago.
Don't ever say that again. Don't
Like,
you ever
so-
say that again.
I'll say it. I'll double down on it, Mike. Like, it just
No,
is
don't. I
what
don't
it
want to
is.
feel older. No, not because of like I don't really give a shit that much either. But I don't want to feel like I'm aging. I don't want to think about it.
Well, you
I don't
are.
want to get
dude.
It's
It's unfortunate,
dead
but we
tomorrow.
are, bud.
I'm gonna be dead tomorrow. Don't worry about it.
Better
I'm
not
90
be.
years old right now. Ugh,
Mike's
keep going.
106.
I'm 106. I feel
But
like
I'm not.
it.
I'm not too concerned about Joseph Staten or Shinji or really anybody that leaves. I mean, if you have somebody that leaves a company, yeah, it may be sad, but you'd anticipate that the main company itself would hopefully have something figured out. And I feel like Xbox is still in like a re-innovation infancy, to where this doesn't really hurt as bad as a lot of people think. Like, it's not like Joseph had like a game halfway in production that he is making and he just walked away. Or
Yeah.
Shinji had, oh man, I had all these plans and Xbox crushed my dreams and I walked away. Like, it wasn't anything like that for any of this stuff. So to see them kind of walk away in the sunset and be, not pissed is a good enough sign to me to not be in my feelings about any of this stuff. Half the time I play a game, I don't figure out who made it until after I got done with it. So I'm not too concerned about this. I feel like it's just, if anybody's like mad about this, it's weird. But if you're sad, I get it, because nostalgia, history, all that stuff, I get it. But like, being angry or frustrated or like thinking that this is now a sinking ship, I'm just like, I don't know about you, but most sinking ships don't, buy something for $70 billion. I mean, just my
It's a Hail Mary. It's a Hail Mary. They're gonna die. They're gonna sell it off.
I mean, if that's
Remember
a
that
hell,
article?
if that's
Remember
a
that
Hail
article?
Mary, I tell you
It's
what,
the greatest Hail Mary of all time.
if $70 billion is a Hail Mary, like, then hey, I want to watch that pass.
Yeah,
I think
that's
you know what? It might be a Hail Mary. It might be. But goodness God, nothing's telling me that you believe in yourself more than that.
Yeah.
1,000%. And it's like, it's a completely by chance thing. It's not something Xbox was seeking. Activision was like, hey, we're going to offer ourselves to like Amazon, Google. Do you want to buy us? And Microsoft's like, okay.
Well, like to me, hearing fans saying, "Oh, look at that, that's their last ditch effort." That's like the equivalent to like you saying, "Oh man, you just bought that entire store, Costco. You must be dying of hunger." And it's like,
You must be desperate.
Okay. you must be desperate because you just paid for like a crap ton of food that you'll probably never be able to finish. Like, how that just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I'm so desperate that I just dropped a bag and I'm still not broke. Desperate.
Yeah. I think they're doing just fine. I'm not, like you said, I'm not worried about Joseph Staten. I'm just like, it's kind of why I got nostalgic lately and I'm playing MCC. Because it's like, oh god damn, Joseph Staten's leaving. That's like Bungie. Joseph Staten, ODST, Halo 3, Halo 2. He's like the dude who did the Halo 2 demo on stage. It's a little nostalgic. But like, I'm not too upset that he's leaving.
Are you surprised?
Microsoft. Am I surprised? No. Because I kind of expected it. Like, I was kind of surprised to hear after he left 343 that he was headed back to
he
Microsoft.
Stayed, right? I was surprised to hear that he stayed. I was like, what the hell is he gonna do in Microsoft other than that?
Because I was like, okay, so he goes back to publishing now, and it's just back to that, I guess. I don't know, but I was like, okay, I'm kind of like prepared for him to leave as soon as that happened. I was like, okay, he's probably gonna go do something else. I don't think he just wants to work in publishing forever, so he'll do something else. But yeah, I'm excited to see what it is, because whatever it is, that means we'll be getting a fucking great FPS game at some point from whoever it happens to be. So I'm excited for that. But other than that, we only have one final topic left, and that is Jedi Survivor. First of all, two parts on this. Jedi Survivor, for being a fucking beast of a game, just a stupid file size. You guys have seen it. But if you haven't seen it, 155 gigabytes confirmed now for Jedi Survivor, which is just astronomical.
Like the size of Call of Duty.
It's huge, absolutely huge. But also two parts, because they've been releasing trailers what seems like every day for this. I know it's probably hyperbole, but it's like, dude, it seems like we've seen a trailer every day for this for like the last week. And I wanted to ask you guys, have you seen the trailer today by chance? Or have you seen any of the recent trailers, I should ask, first of all?
Not really.
And are your hype levels, what are your hype levels for the game right now?
You wanna go first, Sam?
No, go ahead.
I was hoping you say yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm not really hyped. That's really all I got to
Got his
say.
ass.
I mean, it looks good. It looks good. Don't get me
That's
don't
like
get
the
me-
best answer possible, honestly.
like. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. And I'm probably gonna get. I'm gonna beat Jedi Fallen Order. But like, but I don't know what it is with Jedi Fall, and it's not anything that Respawn did, but for some reason there's like a mental. I don't know. I feel like I can't get into it. I don't know. I'm kind of getting into it more, but like I'm just fucking
Mike, here's the
chunk among.
thing.
What's up?
You're gonna beat it because you said you're gonna beat it if I beat it on PS5.
No, I said
So-
fuck beat it on PC like a man. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, if you do
I
it, I'll
said,
do it.
Yep, that's it. You're gonna beat it, bud, because I'm gonna beat it again. So
Apparently all of Coruscant is free roamable. I've seen some like
all the croissants are free roam. What?
Shut the fuck up, man. Coruscant. Like I'm seeing some. I've literally seen maybe like half of a trailer, but everything I read about that game makes it sound like it's the most ambitious Star Wars game ever created.
Dude, it seems like it's like there's got to be some justification other than bad optimization for 155 gigabytes of. There's got to be some sort of justification for that.
No, dude, because listen, I'm right now. I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm just kind of fucking about because I'm like gigabit internet, bitch, and I'm downloading Forspoken just because I got 4 terabytes more of memory, and that shit's 121 gigabytes.
See, that's silly.
And it's like, what, like, dude, like, I'm reading shit about this game that is like, yeah, it's not linear anymore. It's actually pretty open, and there's tons of planets, and there's tons of customizations, and there's tons of enemies and stats, weapons, and I'm reading a lot of crazy shit, but I haven't seen it yet in action. So I don't know. But the thing is, what sucks, and that's like, a part of me just wants to pick that up and start there, and just say, fuck it, I'm gonna start with Survivor. Because they said that it's going to be heavily accessible for people that just kind of want to start there, from what I've read. So I know that sounds kind of scummy, but a part of me is just kind of like, fuck it, why not?
You scumbag.
You know, Matt, it's better than playing something on PlayStation. I'm just kidding. But yeah,
No,
I don't know.
Ham will tell you that's not true.
Oh my God, Ham will say a lot of things. Anyways,
Correction.
I think, I don't know. I feel like games nowadays, I don't know. It's hard for me to get it's not just video games. It's hard for me to get enthusiastic about a lot of things. So, but that's just life. But yeah, I'm not really particularly excited. I'm excited to see something awesome happening in the Star Wars universe, though, because I adore Star Wars. I mean, not very happy with the
Yeah.
recent trilogy by any means, but I don't, I'm still happy that like Star Wars exists.
Sure, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and I can only and if it's true about shit being super open, like Coruscant, like you can free roam that entire area, like that's what like when I read that, I'm like, how so? What do you mean by free roam? Is it going to be like multiple pathways and you can quote unquote free roam that, or is it going to be like a minor chunk of a city? Like, I don't fucking. That's the thing is like I don't fucking know. But everything sounds crazy. Like it's fully your character's fully customized his looks. It's I don't know. I just don't fucking know. But yeah, if I had to give it a long story short, I'm the type, yeah, it's a word. The type of optimism that I wanted. What? No, I didn't say what you think I did, Am. I don't. Anyways, I don't got to be careful. You do. Anyways, like I'm excited just because I want it to be good. I want something. Good. I want something good to be in this universe again because this fan base is so fucking split right now, and we're not gonna get into that. I want it to be good, but on a personal level, am I excited? No.
That's totally fair.
I'm not sitting here like, why the fuck are people excited? And everything I've heard about the game sounds like it's an absolute love letter to the fans, to the franchise, to gaming in general. So I'm not going to sit here like, why do people like this? Because I know exactly why they do.
Yeah. I want to say to that point, I'm somebody, I don't know about you two, I'm somebody who has no interest in Star Wars whatsoever. This, like the Fallen Order, is like the first game since the original Battlefronts, like on Xbox, where I played them. Like I played those and I was like, these are awesome. Jedi's Fallen Order was like the first Star Wars game since then I played. And I was like, this is awesome, whether or not I like Star Wars or not. This is just an awesome game. So I'm like, I'm incredibly hyped for it. But yeah, but go ahead, Ham. What are your thoughts on all this? Have you seen any of the recent trailers by chance? Well,
Rip Ham.
Nope, I haven't seen any of them. I seen like the one like a couple months back, but I haven't seen anything recently from it. And
gotcha.
like I'm excited to play it. Probably gonna be an early purchase. I'm not sure if it's a day one purchase for me or not, but it's gonna be a fairly early purchase probably. I beat the first one. I enjoyed most of it. I definitely want to just kind of see what the crowd perception is for this one before I jump in. And especially with so many games coming out broken, I see this 150 gigs. I'm just like, good God, like what could go wrong? You know, like so, like I'm just I don't want to do another like Callisto Protocol where I finish the game and everyone else gets a better experience because I was there so early.
I get that.
So like
that's understandable.
So like with that being said, like it comes out at the end of April. Redfall comes out just like a week later.
Yep.
Like I'm probably gonna play Redfall first.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's totally fair. I'm gonna have to fucking rush through that game like a maniac because I know if Redfall comes out, and it will, I'm not gonna touch it for a minute, and I won't be able to. I can't have that in my brain. So I'm gonna
You're
have
gonna
to
rush
beat Jedi.
through. See, that doesn't even sound fun.
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not saying like fucking beeline this, but like I'm gonna play it the way I played the first game, where like Yeah, I kind of looked for some stuff. I did some of the chests and whatnot, but I wasn't like going out of my way for stuff. I'm not going to do that with this game, especially with Redfall right around the corner because I can't. Now, if there's New Game Plus, I'm sure there's going to be New Game Plus because fucking every game has that now. Then, hey, on a New Game Plus, I'll go back through, I'll pick up those chests, I'll get the powers, all that stuff. But with Redfall right around the corner, I'm not trying to do all that. But I am very, very hyped. And shout out real quick to Uso Vinny for sending over a gift card so that I could get that. He got me that as a birthday present. So very much appreciated to Uso Vinny for that. But that was actually the last topic for the day. Now, before we get into outros, did anybody have anything they want to say like overrated, underrated for their game this week? By chance?
Yeah.
Nope. I think I'm all set too. So I think we can head. Oh wait, Ham, were you about to say something?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're all set. We can head right into outros. Ham, how about you get us started, bud?
Yeah, definitely. You can find me on Twitter at hamsolo05gaming. But if you're trying to check out the content that I do every week, or Tuesday through Friday, pretty much, TSWS Gaming. That's where I have my channel and I do all my fun stuff. Thank you.
Nice. Very nice. You can find me at Matt Likes Games over on Twitter, YouTube, Matt Likes Games, videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Mike, where can they find you?
Nowhere. Just kidding.
That's not true, Mike.
You can find me on Twitter at Hard Days Mike and Twitch at Hard Days Mike. I gotta start streaming more. I literally finally got a paycheck from Twitch, and I gotta. I said something actually kind of worth doing, but I'm just kind of lazy.
Mike is now worth, believe it or not, he's now worth $4.6 billion.
You're goddamn right.
After that first paycheck from Twitch. It's pretty crazy.
Worth more than Bungie.
Goddamn right.
It's pretty crazy. I've seen the check. It's nuts. So congratulations to Mike on that. That's our outros. I think we can wrap up the show. And let me take us out.
All right, you guys, thanks for checking us out. We'll see you guys next Sunday for another episode of the Game Drain. And we'll keep you posted if we decide to do anything during the week. Peace out.